Outside, Jones looking for the pylon, and he is in for the third time this half.
And that's Kevin Say with the carry, and he's a dangerous runner as he breaks free.
Welcome to SFL Crunch Time. I'm Tyler Falk.
And I'm Chad Rowland.
Week 3 is history. Let's get you up to speed on what happened this weekend.
Here in Sioux Falls, Eric Price dropping back. He finds his man, and that is Riley Quintero there short of the goal line. And Bailey O'Shaughnessy will finish this one off right here with a touchdown. 39-36 in overtime, Denver with the victory.
Let's jump over to Duval County as the Legion try to take on the Kings. And it's a little showcase for my former co-host on net, Kendra Hall. Nice little gain there. Gets the Legion inside the 5 down to the 1 yard line. Your 2 plays later, she grabs herself a touchdown. Vancouver with the win over the Kings, 28-14.
Heading down to Mexico City, where Phoenix Jones on the swing pass right there, he will have an easy walk-in touchdown as Mexico City gets the lead right there. And then Mike Daggs, 3 TDs on the day. Mexico City takes the win, 31-23.
Over to Los Angeles, San Diego and Los Angeles. Pass goes near side. That one's picked off as the Mavs were flying all over the passing attack from Sully Richardson. And they were dishing it out themselves. Liam Hammer getting into the act. 28-17, your final from LA.
Heading down now to Florida and Carolina. And looking at this beautiful run here for the touchdown for Florida with the backup running back. Matt South looking, and he's going to fire an interception. And it looks like he's going to take that back all the way for a touchdown. Florida with the win, 35-12.
Louisiana hosting Tulsa. Louisiana looking for their second win. Tulsa looking for their first. As Gabriel Manning finds himself behind Mike Ryan and company, and Gabriel Manning waltzes into the end zone. Touchdown Desperados, and the Desperados would dismantle the Revolution, 27-13.
And we're going to go down now to Texas. Fort Worth hosting Baltimore. And the quarterback going deep to Daley Holder. And the champs roll out of Texas undefeated, 44-10.
Meanwhile, over in Portland, 2 winless teams vying out for their first victory. Jay Taylor finds the end zone. Later on, Portland trying to make a comeback, and that one is tipped, picked off, and going the other way. And Charleston would eventually find the win, 23-20.
And let's move down to Houston now, where it was just all hyena all the time. Brad Jones, one of the big reasons for that, with a huge touchdown here to take a 13-0 lead. And then later on, once again, Brad Jones running it in from short distance, 47-34, Houston with the big victory.
Atlanta and St. Louis. Atlanta had not lost to St. Louis in their own house coming into the ball game. Cairo Martinez and the rest of the Gladiators had other ideas. A big scamper in for first down yardage near the 30-yard line. Later on in that drive, Cairo Martinez would find the end zone on a pass from Christian Brown. St. Louis stunned the Swarm, 27-13. Let's bring you some highlights now. DC travel to Texas to Lone Star in Denton, Texas. And Fennec looking over the middle, and it's picked off in the end zone, and the defender is lucky to get back out of the end zone before he gets taken down for a safety. DC with a terrific goal line start to open up the ball game. Declan O'Rourke with the pick. First play on DC's opening drive. Look out. Kevin Say. 98 yards officially. It looked like 99 at the start, but Kevin Say gets on his horse, and he won't be stopped. First touchdown of the ball game. We'll see some more from him in just a second. But Kevin Say, look at the absolute toughness of the, I believe, third season back. Kevin Say just completely outran everybody on the football field, getting into the end zone for his first touchdown of the ball game. Later in the first quarter, offset eye, Say gets the ball again, and Say you later. 65-yard score, his second long rushing touchdown of the game, and Kevin Say would not be done today. Say it ain't so! A trio of touchdowns for Kevin Say. This one of the 73-yard variety. Kevin Say with a hat trick of touchdowns in the first half alone. He was unstoppable in this football game. Take a look again. The blocking from the DC offensive line was superb in the first two quarters, allowing Kevin Say to completely outwit and outsmart Lone Star. Third quarter now. Kanye Rockefeller on the return. And Rockefeller, he spins out of a couple tackles, runs out of another, and Kevin Say has a kickoff return touchdown to make it 42-27. DC on the road, and DC was having themselves a ball game as Kanye Rockefeller gets a nice couple of moves off, gets out of a tackle. That's how we sit 42-27 at that point in the ball game. Later in Lone Star's drive, Fennec on the doorstep finds his man, Adam Williams. Ensuing onside kick. Lone Star need it back late in the fourth and is recovered by DC, and that leads to a DC field goal. This one from 44 yards out. It's up and good, and DC move on to a 52-34 lead. Under 2 minutes to go. Ace, near side, caught. Mr. Sleeves, the diva himself, Dave Axis, takes that one to the house. Late on the football game, and Lone Star with a little bit of life. Take a look again. Outwitted the corner, and Dave Axis would not be stopped. Lone Star within 2 scores. Need the onside kick to make a ball game of it. Onside kick goes straight into the DC hands, and DC win this football game 52-41 as we take a closer look at Kevin Say. And Kevin Say is having himself a season. 85 carries, 541 yards, and 5 rushing touchdowns, which puts him first or second in those categories. Kevin Say having a season 18 to remember through 3 games.
We are heading down to the Bayou where the Revolution hosts the Desperados, and we're going to pick it up here at the tail end of the first half. And Brooke Beisel getting the field goal to go up 17-3. Tulsa with a big early lead. Moving on to the end of the second. Tommy Utah throwing the interception. Daniel Wright picking it off, and great play there by Daniel Wright.
Daniel Wright rises like a salmon from the water.
Very well done by the defender. And Tulsa trying to end the half here on a big note, and they do. A big bomb to Gabriel Manning. That's why you pay the man. Touchdown, Tulsa, going up 24-3 here at the end of the first half. Moving on to the third quarter. JQ, once again, finding his man in the middle of the field. That is Corey Jones with a first down. And here, once again, handing it off to the rookie Douglas Brown. And just what a great starting season so far here for Douglas Brown, going to the outside there with a big gain. Putting the Tulsa Desperados in field goal situation. Brooke Beisel hitting another one, 19 yards out, 27-3, a big lead for them. But the Revolution would answer back here. Colin Hart finding a big hole, breaking a tackle, and he is gone. Making this a 27-10 game, doing a little shimmy towards the end zone. And Colin Hart making it, like I said, 27-10. And looking at this again, Colin Hart, one of the power backs known in this league, And that would wrap it up, though. Tulsa with the big win down in the Bayou, 27-13.
In Arizona, Ashley Jackson looking to find her first touchdown of the season. Did she get it? When we come back, you'll find out on SFL Crunch Time.
Going out to the desert here, Arizona taking on the Fury. Ashley Jackson, long bomb to Ryan Owens right there to make this a 20-16 game. Let's move forward here a little bit. Joseph Green with a deep shot of his own, going down to Mason Kirby for a big gain. Right there, Mason Kirby, one of the better receivers in the SFL. Joseph Green looking like he's going to hit the fullback here, and that is going to be a first down as well. And the Fury are moving right along here. Scott Johnson running up the middle, getting stuffed, but he does get the first down and keeps the clock moving. Green with a fake, looking deep down the field, and that is going to be caught right there at the 2. John Blades, 5 catches for 74 yards at that moment. And let's take a look at the replay on that one. John Blades just burning his defender right there on that little post route. Beautiful pass, beautiful catch there by Blades. And that is going to bring up here 2nd and goal. And Scott Johnson just going to barrel his way through there for the touchdown to extend the lead here for the Fury. Jackson looking for a chance to come back here, and that's going to be a first down for the Scorpions. And she had thrown 2 picks at that time. Jackson dropping back once again, going to hand it off to DJ Moses. Moses is going to barrel his way through there for a first down and doing a little celebration. You should. Good run there by DJ Moses. Moses once again going out to the outside. He's going to break a tackle or 2 and get to the first down there. And the clock and the game still going for the Scorpions. Jackson looking over the middle, finding her target, and that is going to be first down right there. Connor Weston on the catch, or actually that's Ryan Owens on the catch. Jackson looking into the end zone, and that is going to be a touchdown right there, and that is going to make this game a 3-point game. TJ Punk with his touchdown right there. Jackson looking once again, getting over the middle. It's going to extend the drive here, and they have got good time on here. Jackson dropping back, finding her man on the outside. Jackson once again with a fake handoff, and once again finding her target. They are moving down the field effectively. First down and a little bit more, getting close to field goal range. And that is going to bring on Cliff Allen. And that is going to be a 1-point game. And here we're moving on to the late part of the fourth quarter and throwing an interception here. And that is going to be Nikki Contrell. And let's take a look at that again. Playing deep back and just was able to just get right in front of the wide receiver there. And moving on down a little bit here. Jackson, 20 seconds left to go, finds her man TJ Punk down in the middle, but doing a little bit too much celebration, trying to get there in time to snap the ball, but does not do it, and that will actually end up being the final, 27-26. Vegas with their 2nd win of the season.
Joining us once again, the SFL's insider and editor of Swamp Talk, also with the Louisiana Revolution, Ross Napoli. Ross, thanks for joining us again. How are you?
All right, good to be back, Josh. Thank you.
Let me ask you, just going around the league, we've got a couple teams that are 3-0, a couple teams that are 0-3, still looking for their first win. London happens to be one of those teams. Their team has snuck into the playoffs last year, and granted, has a lot of talent, not just Johnny Pickler on the offensive side, but a great slew of offensive weapons, solid defense as well. Are they hitting the panic button across the pond in London?
It's quite possible if things keep going this way. I wasn't able to reach anybody within the team and to give us any sort of comments on exactly how the season's going. I mean, you would expect that teams would, want to keep their chins up and it's moved to the next game type thing. I did reach out to a couple of people across the league, a lot of front office executives, if you would, and kind of ask what they thought. And although it was pretty spread out, where a couple of people were kind of still keeping upbeat and saying things like, hey, they were a playoff team last year. They pulled off that big win against Baltimore, so anything is possible. You had a couple of people that were a little bit on the pessimistic side. One in particular was kind of diving in a little bit deeper with me and kind of let me know that they had the similar feelings of comments that I had made prior to last season, where I didn't feel that you could plan on going to a game and throwing the ball 50 to 55 times a game, and that you would end up winning more games than you would lose. London's issues seem to be that they're very one-sided on the offense side of the ball, with not being able to run the ball at all. And the defense has actually been somewhat of a problem. I did a little bit of a stat dive when I was going back and forth with this person I was talking to today. And, I had said, there are other teams out there that kind of, throw the ball a lot. You got your Baltimores, you got your Vancouvers. So what's the key, that makes those teams successful? And this one person seemed to say it's the way the teams are built. Look at London, 369 in the air. They're averaging 19 yards rushing a game. So you can't not be able to run the ball in this league and throw the ball that much and win more games than you lose. It's just not possible.
Well, that brings me to my next question. How do teams at this point, not just London, but teams in general, make adjustments after 3 weeks? Playbooks are kind of locked in. You can only change 20 to 25 plays, as I understand it, in a given week. Rosters are essentially locked. There's not enough talent out there to justify making a move unless it's absolutely necessary. And we've talked about that with Vancouver, a couple other teams earlier in the season. How do staffs handle their game plans this week going forward, and also their locker rooms?
When it comes to the adjustments of playbooks, that really, in my opinion, is all according to the kind of philosophy that you run. If you're a team that kind of tinkers with your run-pass ratios, you have a little bit more flexibility in there to say, hey, this week, we kind of feel like we didn't run the ball enough, or we didn't throw the ball enough. And if you've got those plays in your playbook, that's one way to tweak something. And you could really see results, in almost a one-game span time. It's when you start adding and subtracting plays, for people who know the playbooks and stuff, there's ways around it, right? On the defensive side of the ball, you need to have stunts to run an entire formation. So a way to take out literally a slew of plays in your playbook is literally to just remove, if you only have one or two stunts in that formation, you take those out. And the game is never going to call a defensive play in that formation. So you have some flexibility based on the scheme that you run. But not everybody on the offensive or defensive side of the ball can just make those one or two adjustments that makes a tremendous difference in the performance on the field.
Jeff Banfield wore number 4, single digit for a wide receiver. He did this as a tribute to Evan Lacy, of course, who plays for Lone Star. And Evan Lacy's story has been well documented. We don't want to get into that here, but to the number, how close is the SFL to allowing receivers and other skilled players to start wearing single-digit numbers? I'm sure there's a lot of demand for that.
Yeah, I know a lot of guys talked about it last season towards the end when they saw that the NFL had instituted the change to go in for this year. And so I reached out to the league. And I did get a league official to respond to me that basically says the league stance right now is to kind of keep it status quo the way it is. They feel that it's just easier for the broadcasting side right now. They feel that if the numbers start getting a little bit hard to view or what have you, and they don't want any mistakes on the broadcast side to kind of lower the quality of the broadcast the way that it's brought to you, since we don't have the ability, like the NFL or college football, to have multiple camera angles to let you know exactly what's going on. They feel that leaving the numbers the way they are right now is a little bit easier to identify the players when you're watching the game. So as it stands right now, we're going to kind of stay where it is. So we're probably a little while away from seeing skill positions being able to change to those low numbers.
Swamp Talk comes out every week. Ross Napoli, so far, every week here on Crunch Time as well. Thank you for your time, sir. Always appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
When we come back here, we're going to look at Carolina versus Florida, an Atlantic clash that actually had some man down. That's called Crunch Time.
Welcome back to Crunch Time. I'm Ethan Muslin. We'll take a quick recap of Fort Worth hosting the champs of the Baltimore Vultures. Late in the second quarter, Jimmy Hazard from 6 yards. He's into the end zone for the touchdown, and that would make it a 17-3 ball game at the break. Then in the third quarter, Jack Wigmore from the shotgun is going to heave one to the left side. He finds Ivory Irvin wide open. He's going to go 57 yards for the score. That would end up making it 24-3. And you see here on the replay, Aiden Davis just kind of pushed a little bit forward, and then Blake Prine tried to get to him, tried to make the tackle, but just could not make it happen. Unfortunate there for the Fort Worth Turtles. They had a horrible time. Here we go. Johnny Reno trying to rally his team together, but he's picked off by Giovanni Bolt. That pass there intended for Stephen Hacker. It was just that kind of a day. That one turnover was the only one that Johnny Reno had, but Fort Worth was just not having it. Then this pass down to Lloyd Graham Jr. late in the third quarter. That kind of set up a drive for the Vultures. And this handoff here for T-Roy Gaines helped to get them to the first down marker. A pretty good day for the Baltimore offense. 3 touchdowns on the ground, 3 in the air. And another pass there for Jimmy Hazard. He got that for 19 yards to bring it down to the 15. Then as the end of the third came to an end, we started the fourth quarter. And Daley Holder would take this pass to the left side to get down to the Fort Worth 2. He had 3 for 5 on the day. And then to cap it all off, a run up the middle for Jimmy Hazard, his third touchdown of the day. Baltimore would take the win, 44-10. They are now 3-0. Let's go to an East Division matchup. The Gladiators heading to the Hive in Atlanta. This drive started on the 1-yard line of St. Louis. And then you see here Christian Brown passing to Cairo Martinez to get the first down. That was a gain of 11. A couple plays later, then Paul Dillevue up the middle. He gets another 12 and another first down. Then another play here as we see a little bit of a celebration there for Dillevue. From the shotgun, Brown would throw. Good catch there for Shane Kaufman, the rookie, the first-round pick from Tacoma. He got an 11-yard gain and got his own first down. It was pretty much throwing the pass everywhere on this drive. Phil Koss, the tight end, he would get his own 12-yard gain for a first down. And remember, this drive started at the 1 of St. Louis. They were pinned deep in their own territory. About as worse as you could get. A couple plays later, Iga Mondavi down the middle, touchdown for 18 yards. St. Louis would come away with their first win at the Hive, 27-13.
Let's bring you a little game sound from the Florida and Carolina game. Cameron Irvine and Eddie Gage on the call.
19-yard pickup by Hayden McDaniel Jr. Whistle Jones, 26 yards out, chip shot, that's good. 14-10 your score.
Bat that ball away and force a punt.
Oh, the punt goes over the punter, Agrippa's head, and it's a safety. And Carolina's going to get the ball.
They're going to get the ball, and they're going to get a free, what they call it, a safety kick. I think it's called a free kick. And they're going to get great field position out of this, too. Can they get it 2 points? And when's the last time you seen that happen?
South going to throw. South, end zone, intercepted. Picked off by Francis, and a drive that gets all the way down to the 2, takes 4 minutes off the clock, ends in nothing.
I haven't seen all of Florida's games this year, but they came out in a 5-2 defense. I don't know if they showed that on film or not this season yet, but I bet you Carolina wasn't ready for it because I wasn't either.
To his right. Cochran to throw, slants, middle, wide open. They all backed out, Eddie, and that's a first down to the 36-yard line. Carolina just gave that up on third down. 14-12. What a game. Florida's up 2. Wide open, caught Stephen Bush. His first target of the day as a first down to the 41. Carolina had the spot route covered, and Bush was wide open. On third down, they converted the early one on this drive, and this pass is caught. That's another third down conversion. Blackwell, first down to the Carolina 23. Eddie, we're under 5 to go in the third. Each team's only had the ball once in the second half. Valetsky just 29 yards on 11 carries. He'll get it on third down and 2, and that is the third down conversion of this drive after Florida was 1 for 6 in the first half. Carolina's long drive ended in an end zone pick. Cochran's long drive ends in a touchdown. It's E.J. Minson, and Florida's up 8. McDaniel Jr., Hattori Hanzo, and Logan Jack all out of this game, and that pass is picked off.
Yep.
Read by Ryan Davidson. He saw it coming a mile away.
This game, you can see right here, it looks like cover 2. I'm not quite sure. I didn't see what the corner on the other side of the field was doing, but yeah, they just sat on it for the second time today. I believe that same defense results in their second pick.
Coming in, averaging 7.2 yards a carry, as that pass is caught by Stephen Bush. 7 in the box for Carolina. Boletsky, the lone man in the backfield. Cochran going to throw again, and it's caught one-handed.
And Florida would not stop there. They'd go on to score one more time to make it 35-12, your final. The Storm take down the Skyhawks.
Coming up, the Battle of California as the Lycans host the Mavericks, and Axel Ravens stops by to talk about the hot rookies of the SFL. Stay tuned. Let's head out to the City of Angels where the Lycans hosted the Mavericks. Middle of the third, Jalen Wells off to the left side and off to the races, getting down just to about the 30-yard line right there, and that is going to bring in the 1st and 10 play here. Scar Patterson dropping back. He finds his man, and that is going to be just short of the first down here, 3rd and 2. Patterson looking into the end zone and touchdown right there. Gunnar Lewis with a touchdown there. LA is going to try to respond here, 21-3. Robert Johnson bumbling his way through, trying to get a first down, comes up short, 3rd and inches. Robert Johnson again just barrels over Zach Holdorf, says, "Excuse me," out of my way, on his way to the end zone. That is a touchdown. And watch this play again. Zach Holdorf just got put out of his shoes. Bam! What a hit. Usually you see the defensive player do it, but it was Robert Johnson giving it to him. And that is a big, long touchdown run right there. And that's going to give LA a good chance here. Let's pick it up and watch that again. I mean, he just died right there on the field. And beautiful run there by Robert Johnson, showing he is one man possessed. And we are going to move on to the 4th quarter here. 10 minutes to go. Patterson looking for his man, but was easily picked off right there. And that was a good play by Kevin Brackett as he jumped the receiver right there. Taking a look at it once again. That 90 all slant's not working today, as Kevin Brackett with the INT. Moving on down, 6 minutes to go. Patterson looking back. He finds his man on the outside. That's a first down and a lot more. And that is going to bring in, that is a good play there actually by the receiver, Lottie Lou. There is Jalen Wells with the handoff. He's going to break it to the outside. Breaks another tackle onto a big day here for Jalen Wells. Down the sideline. He gets out of bounds. The Mavericks up 21-10 still here. Just under 5 minutes to go. Patterson drops back. He finds his man in the end zone. Touchdown. Gunnar Lewis, or Liam Hammer, once again with a touchdown. And Sully Richardson looking to respond, 28-10. He finds his man, Chris Lee, down the sideline behind the defense, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Lycans to try to get back into this ball game. Once again, Chris Lee just burning the defender, and he was gone on his way to the touchdown, making the score 28-16. And Scar Patterson looking for his man again, finds his man, but no, he does not. That is intercepted by the defense. LA showing some signs of life here, trying to do that route, and that was just not going to happen there. The Lycans with the interception. Sully Richardson drops back. He finds the defense on an interception right there. A big key play here for the Mavericks, and that would do it, 28-17. The Mavericks with their second win of the season.
Hey there, it is Axel Raven here with your rookie report. With 3 games under our belts, the rookies that were just drafted last month, where are they now? What kind of impact have they been having out there already? We're going to get into that. Robert Cherry, he's been giving a very solid performance for this defensive end turned defensive tackle from Charleston, making big contributions as a rookie for the Predators. So far, he's racked up 6 solo tackles, 2 assisted tackles, 2.5 sacks, which count for 3 tackles for losses. Let's take a look at Vancouver with Sawyer Stern. There's been some powerful running by this young fullback and solid blocking as well for Redford. He has 2 touchdowns, so those are runs that matter. Next, we've got Charlie Baker of Fort Worth. He's out there as a rookie wide receiver number 4. Just like he did at Madison last minor league season, he's back making clutch catches when the team needs them, racking up 5 catches on 7 targets for 65 yards and 1 touchdown. Next, we've got Mike Savage, the wide receiver number 4 for Portland. In Week 2's game, Savage had a big Hail Mary catch, but sadly for the Fleet, it didn't change the outcome of that game. Regardless, Savage now has 4 catches on 4 targets for 75 yards and 1 touchdown. Moving on to Lottie Lou of San Diego. This rookie is out on the field, even as a wide receiver number 4, making a name for himself. So far in these last 3 weeks, he's got 10 passes on 12 targets for 86 yards. Lottie will also be the defensive coordinator for the Lincoln Rattlesnakes in the SFLM Season 5 starting in April.
And let's head now to the Shipyard in Portland, where Charleston and Portland battled. And let's listen to the boys here, the Northrop boys, Colin and Rick.
See what happens here. Defenders cutting the box, Drew back to throw, fires to the end zone, touchdown! Oh my! Mark back to the 6, lost the 3. Now they fake to Love. They're gonna go over the middle, touchdown!
With the fastest touchdown gesture ever. I believe I read that right.
Here is Bruin over the middle, intercept again, John Stamengo. Bruin, deep.
He got
it's intercepted. Intercepted on the play by Johnny Bravo. And he returns it up to the 25. What a backbreaker. Bruin, end zone, touchdown. It's Warner again. 6. Here's Brew. Down the middle, intercepted. Josh Reese.
And O.J. Bruin throwing the pick right here would seal the game. Charleston with the victory, 23-20. Portland 0-3 for the 3rd time in franchise history.
London invades Mexico. Did they come out of Mexico City with a win? Find out when we come back. Let's find out how Matt Wilson fared against the London Knights. We pick it up.
Wilson on a
ending
short drop
of
to
the
throw,
second
pressure in his
quarter.
face,
He
fires
tries to
to
find
the
his
end zone,
favorite
to
target,
Mike Daggs
and
for
it's
6
Mike
points.
Daggs' second touchdown of the ball game. As we go further on to the ball game later on in the second half to try and end it out. Eckler deep downfield. He's got Vin Calia. As they call a timeout, they would go on to try a 52-yard field goal as Calia found a hole in the zone, a deep part of the field. On comes the field goal unit. It's up, and it is good from 52 yards. London cuts in to Mexico's lead. Only a 1 point separating the two clubs as Pickler looks for another deep pass over the middle, and this time it is taken away by Ben Charbs. He turns over Pickler as they start the second half, and Mexico City trying to add some points onto the board and extend this lead out. Hand up the middle goes for Phoenix Jones. Phoenix Jones capitalizes, and Mexico City are on the march. Matt Wilson looking over the middle, finds his man inside the red zone all the way down to the 16 as Wilson at this point close to 200 yards. They'd have to settle for a field goal as London trying to keep this game close. It would be a 4-point ball game, and London would get the ball back. Pickler ensuing possession midway through the third. He's going to find Robert Merrill on the far side. Merrill makes another couple of moves, and he had some nice room to work, and it's an excellent open field run for Robert Merrill. London's drive is off to a good start. Quick pass over the middle, converts on first down, and Pickler started to heat up a little bit. They too would also have to settle through a long field goal, and they would convert, which brings the game back to within a score. Mexico City now again trying to get that lead back out to a larger deficit. Deep bomb over the middle. Jacob McCall will find the catch and get him close to field goal range later in the drive. Wilson, corner route, caught. Beautiful catch on the side. Jason Bartley. Now deep in the red zone. Wilson over the middle, Mike Daggs, and Mike Daggs has a hat trick of touchdowns in the ball game, and the lead is back out to 8. Just a nice little slant pattern over the middle, completely cut off the linebacker. You cannot keep a linebacker on Daggs. He's going to burn you every single time. Pickler, last chance to dance. Deep ball over the middle. That's hauled in by Vin Kelly. They're on the opposite side of the 50 and trying to notch home maybe a come from behind win. 5.5 to go. Pickler, corner, caught. Beautiful catch at the 25. Pickler, in field goal range. Passing again, tipped, picked in the end zone. And Mexico City, just like that, are going to win this football game. Pickler has to walk off when the Knights are going to fall to 0-3. Mexico City, after the loss in Buffalo, New York, come away with the victory. And just in case you need to know how good the Hall of Fame mobile quarterback Matt Wilson is, take a look at these numbers. He is first in completions, passing yards, and touchdowns. He edges out Julian Tyree at this point with over 2,000 more passing yards than Tyree, and also 56 more passing touchdowns. Matt Wilson, a Hall of Famer for a reason.
Jacksonville, where the Kings are hosting the Vancouver Legion. We'll pick it up right here in the middle of the second. Robert Redford with a 5-yard touchdown to go up 21-0 here. And the Kings, Dunhill, drop it back and look, and he finds his man in the middle for just a first down. And Dunhill finding the running back Jared Willis on a swing pass, getting that first down play right there. Willis, one of the best receiving backs in the SFL. Willis, once again, running up the middle, getting that first down. And he is just an all-around back, 100%. Dunhill drops back, he looks. He finds his man down the field, doing the hurry-up offense. And second and goal here for the Kings. And he finds his target, touchdown, Jack Wall, with a 5-yard touchdown reception. That makes it 21-7. And moving down now into the middle of the third quarter, Dunhill looking deep, and he finds his target for the first down. Beautiful catch there, Dunhill looking, and he finds his man on the outside, and that will be another first down this drive. Looking very good for the Kings so far. 2nd and 2, Dunhill hands it off to Jared Willis with a beautiful spin move in the middle, and he gets about to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for the Kings. Looking to the outside, finds his man. That is none other than Shea Carroll on a short touchdown. The Legion looking to make a mark. Tom Pepper straight down the middle. Brett Killian with a big reception. 1st and 10, middle of the third. Looking for his man. He finds his target, barreling through, fighting for those extra yards, getting just about to the first down marker. We'll move ahead a little bit. 2nd and 10. He finds his man in the open field, and a diving Kendra Hall right there. She found that for the first down. Another swing pass to the outside. Sawyer Stern. Actually, there's Robert Redford barreling his way through. Pepper drops back, looks to the outside, finds his target. Touchdown, Chris Curtis. One of the most dependable receivers in all the SFL. Moving on here to the end of the third. Marcus Dunhill drops back. He looks and finds a Vancouver Legion defender. Drew Hamilton with his 3rd interception of the day. Pepper looking, and he throws an interception right there to Greg Gaines, right there just short of the goal line. And Jacksonville looking to rebound here. And we'll look at the highlight here. Greg Gaines just playing deep center field and timed it perfectly to jump ahead of Brett Killian on that route. Vancouver, 28-14 now, middle of the fourth, and that is a big interception right there and a big return by the Kings, and do not count them out yet. Middle of the fourth, Dunhill looking, and he finds another Vancouver Legion, Ashley Rose Finch, or Dean Maddox, I'm sorry, with the interception. And that is going to bring up Marcus Dunhill. A fake. He's looking. And then there is another interception, finding Ashley Rose Finch that time. And Marcus Dunhill trying to bring this team back, but keeps throwing the ball to the Legion. And this is not a mirage. This is not a duplicate. This is another interception. Drew Hamilton with his 4th interception of the game. And a big-time game for Drew Hamilton, and that wraps it up. The Legion with a 28-14 victory here in Jacksonville.
Definitely been able to, up until now, really stop that run.
R.A. Mills on the catch. R.A. Mills has a first down, 260. That's a great 4-3 DN size, as this pass is going to be caught by Logan Keel. Logan Keel has a first down and plenty more to the 3-yard line.
And let's head down to Houston, where the Hyenas hosted the Corsairs. Chris Curtis and Jack Brown on the call.
A punt that will only get as far as about the 35-yard line and return back to the 33. In the gun is Dave Burr. He's got Jones with him, but he will throw over the middle. Quick slant, catch, and first down.
So Houston, they did the classic counter. Exploit where the defense is soft, right under them.
And that is going to be a run forward for Brad Jones. He's got a first down. Look at the throw. Back left of the end zone. It is caught, and it's another touchdown. Kyle Finnemore, 3rd catch on the drive, and Houston adds 6 more points. The gun by himself. Looking to throw it over the middle of the field. That one is intercepted. Back the other way, a turnover at a crucial time near midfield. 2 in the backfield as well. Handoff to Brad Jones. Why not? Give the man the football and watch him work. Down the sideline to the 15, taken down at the 11-yard line.
On his jersey, he did that to some high-end thinking.
Yeah, and that is up and through. No issue there from 21. Little chip shot from Sonny J. It's always a good time. Always a good time. We are in the gun. Looking to throw. Deep right side. That one's caught. That's Deezer Powell. Broken tackle to the... I'm sorry, actually, that's Doug.
And Doug Spelling with the catch, breaking that tackle, and he is off to the distance and gonna do a little dance to get into the end zone. That will be a touchdown for him, but it will be in garbage time as the Houston Hyenas take the victory in this game at home.
Nightwing Sparrows, final game of the night.
In the shotgun.
Picking up right in the 4th quarter.
The pass is deep. Opposed right, and it's going to be knocked
looking
away.
For his man, it is hipped and eventually hauled in by Al Dillapre Sr. Incredible athleticism to keep his eye on the football. Hit the back of the helmet of one of the defenders back there. He's able to haul that one in. It's a big gain for the Sparrows. The Sparrows trying to take home their 2nd victory of the season as Tariq finds. And on the left side, caught, touchdown, Sparrows, and it's 36-23. Ensuing possession for Denver. Logan Keel says, "We're not done yet!" And he is going to take it the distance, 82 yards for Logan Keel. And Denver is right back where we started the clip. Denver back within a score as Logan Keel completely fooled the coverage, ran in behind everybody, and took it the distance on the 3rd play of that drive. Sioux Falls now under a little bit of pressure. First play of the ensuing drive, and it's immediately picked up. Denver's defense stepping up in a huge way, and Denver's already knocking on the door. However, they would have to settle for a 32-yard field goal, putting them within 3 points. Denver offense back on the field. 3.5 left to go, and the offense is chugging along. O'Shaughnessy now, near side, first down and more. O'Shaughnessy within field goal range for Denver. Eventually, 3rd and inches, big 3rd down. O'Shaughnessy, far side, inside the 10, inside the 5, and is knocked out of bounds at the 4 with a 2-minute warning. But Denver would be held in the red zone, forced to kick a field goal, and we're off to overtime. 36-36. Sioux Falls, first possession of overtime, first play of overtime, intercepted inside the field goal range. Denver might possibly have this one in the bag. Great catch. Great interception. Denver. First play of their drive. Play action. Price over the middle. That one's picked off. And Sioux Falls get the ball back. However, Sioux Falls would have to punt this one away. And Denver might possibly have the final say. GP Wells, we go back to it. GP Wells up the middle stuff. They'd have to punt. Now, Denver, deep in their own territory from the 13. O'Shaughnessy gets a block and he's sprung free toward the 40 near midfield. Knocked out of bounds at the 45. And Denver's last possession potentially off to a good start. Pass near side this time. They move across midfield and deep into Sioux Falls territory. 3rd and 10. Over the middle, caught. Logan Keel to the 19. And it's all on the leg of the kicker. And Denver walks off in overtime by Matt Fennick. And Denver wins it in OT.
You do not want to leave that couch. When we come back, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green giving out their game balls for week 3.
Game balls this week, Mike. Week number 3. Who you got first?
Matt Wilson did a great job this weekend. 28 out of 32, 309 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, which is huge in the Mexico City victory over London.
My first game ball is going to be Logan Keel, 236 yards and 2 touchdowns. If you are setting franchise records, which he did, shout out to Jeremy Vega and the Denver Nightwings who track all of their franchise records. They do it the right way. 40 touchdowns for Logan Keel in a Denver Nightwing uniform. That's best in franchise history. And he was amazing in that victory over Sioux Falls.
My second game ball, Cam, Kevin Say, the Sheriff, 290 yards, a couple of long runs that really set the tone for that game the other night against Lone Star. Great game overall.
He was electric. I'm going to give it to a guy that I don't think is going to get much shine this week. That's Gabriel Manning. He had 2 touchdowns on 3 receptions. He is a home run hitter. He doesn't need to be running 8-yard slants. He's too good for that. And I really liked how he was used this week. He maximized his opportunities, and he delivered on that. And that is our game ball. Back to you guys.
That's going to do it for SFL Crunch Time. For everyone here at SFL headquarters, thanks for joining us, and we will see you on Saturday.